control on him.
It's a great point because this is what Tigers, I think, has built their success on, this concept of staying alive. And they took a cue from the BGs. Tons of support items, tons of heroes like they've got Underlord who's going to be buffed up, Undying for the sustain, the threat of the Sunder. Storm's a very mobile, obviously hard to lock down. So they have a lot of options, I would say, to win this game. They're also Radiant, which has lost both games this series, but still the favorite side.
Uh-huh. Maybe the last game is more of what we expect then. So as far as the lanes go, it looks like it will be Underlord and Rubik into the off lane, heading towards the north. That does put Terrorblade as the mid-roll, as they put Wonderkid onto the bottom lane as the Storm Spirit. So they are at least dodging having Batrider against the Underlord for the moment. But King R is also there ready to go with the Enigma in the off lane, puts Invoker mid, and that just leaves the top lane combination, which is currently a roaming event score, but it will be Troll Warlord who's just hiding in the tree line.
And I'd just like to point out that Troll has 47 base damage. And that means you do not want him up against an Underlord that not only will he have his aura, but 65 base damage. You 100% want Bat against Underlord. And if you don't get that matchup, I would be very afraid for the game of Gambit, because even Bat down bottom against a Storm Undying, that's not really a lane you can pressure. They are way too tanky, and they output far too much magical damage.
Is this the reason, too, why you're seeing Storm as well as Troll trying to hide themselves for a while? So now Tigers see the fact that Troll is up on top lane. But Storm's been waiting on the bottom lane for a very long time. Like, he's body blocking almost from the tier 3 tower.
Yep. And not to mention, Invoker versus TB, it will probably be Quas Wex, because you go Quas first. So I think that that's the right move, but I might take back what I said, because I'm looking at the Gambit lineup, and I'm all of a sudden realizing that if Troll doesn't have an incredible game, they literally have no damage. They have a Bat Core and a Quas Wex Invoker. These heroes need to slay the map, or they do nothing.
I still wonder, like, how Troll is meant to close the distance. Like unless he gets a BKB up and running, I'm not really feeling him in the fight. So he won't have that very early on. So now Batrider's realizing his situation. 1-4-3-7 will zone him out. As you said, he's a fantastic Undying player. He knows how to play this role. But how long does Gambit accept the status quo? Like, how long do they accept the fact that Troll Warlord should stay up on top lane?
Yep. And not to mention, TB actually does very well against Quas Wex and Invoker mid, because he has such a high base damage. I feel like Tigers got the 3 lanes they wanted, to be completely honest.
Definitely feels that way. And so far, Gambit aren't doing anything to change it, because they know they can't just TP out of the lanes, because then Tigers will do exactly the same thing. Okay, Moon and Vanscore trade blows. Moon's actually copping a hell of a lot of damage. Vanscore will just walk outside the Firestorm, but he wants to take the creep wave with him. And that's why Troll Warlord comes over, and they will try and attempt to stop the Underlord. Attempt being the critical word here.
Oof. The tree throw
he's
immediately
chucked so much damage. Moon. Way too much for him, but even with range attack, stout shield, 6 HP, one more will do it. With the range axes, they find the kill.
I spent a lot of time with Moon. I guarantee he would classify that and is currently telling his team that that was a good death. Because look at all those creeps he's got coming in. He's also full HP and mana. He bought before he died. And look at the damage output and mana he forced from the Troll.
True, but it was still first blood.
Nah,
so
it's a good death.
There was extra money for the Troll Warlord. You know, as we were saying before, needs to have a good start.
Yeah, once again, by the way, King R is just straight up denying and jungling. This is not how you Enigma, and it drives me nuts because there's a script to this. Secret has won 2 lands, crushing with Enigma. They have never, ever Enigma level 1 jungled.
Enigma in the jungle has stopped being a thing ever since it was made a meme. Like, it's just, it just hurts. It hurts more than anything else because he's also farming up these little crappy camps. Like, they're not worth anywhere near as much as they used to be when Enigma could jungle. So it takes him forever to actually reach any higher levels because he can't farm the Ancients.
And you could be laning with a Bat. It's not ideal, but against Storm Undying, an Enigma in the lane would be very effective. But like you can see, he's level 2.5. This is not ideal. And he's also not denying creeps in the lane.
But you want to hear about denying creeps? Look towards the mid. Alpha is trying to use Tornado to actually farm up some of them. It's a 14-12 Terrorblade versus a 4-3 Invoker. This is crushing.
Oh, yeah. This is...
And because he's also Quas Wex. Like, there's no X-Dot. There's no increase in damage. He at least can tank up any damage thrown at him. That's an upside. Speaking of throwing at him, Trees, Zephyr, top on the run, and the range axes will work too, so you will get your second kill onto the Troll Warlord.
They would tell you it's their second good death for a noble cause.
God.
Look at the CS of Moon, though. I mean, he's keeping pace with the Troll in a pretty unfavorable offlane matchup. Like, against Troll Tiny, this is really difficult. Look at the, like, Troll's hitting for 52 minus 9. That's 3 damage. 43 damage.
Great.
Moon is currently at 100.
Yeah, quite simply, Troll doesn't win this. Not without a little bit of extra help, but Vanskor is going to be that help. Rotates in through the side. Doesn't have any mana for an extra toss-up. Zephyr trying to make himself a nice target as well.
Just going to keep pushing this lane. No mana left on the Troll or the Tiny. You get the nice axe throw to cancel Moon's mana pot.
Oh,
but
effort.
Mid lane, man.
Yeah,
my goodness.
He goes into Metamorphosis, level 3 up. Hits Afro twice, drops him down by 1/3 of his life.
Yep.
And they're going again up on top lane. Vanskor's going to get Fade bolted down. Moon into the trees, trying to actually get that extra assistance from the Firestorm, and the amount of damage. He's plus 55 for the stick chances to give himself some more life to survive.
Yeah, and this is a perfect example of how you can look at a game at the draft and think it's favored one way, but then you see how the lanes turn out, and you're like, wait, Tigers got all the lanes they wanted. How did this happen?
1-4-3-7. They're trying to make a battle for these 5-minute runes. Extra help has come in. It's Wonder Child, but that won't help. Even with the Tombstone down, there's no way to really survive. Well, both Zephyr and Moon retreat on the top lane to double Shrine. They got their own rune on the top.
Yeah. Pretty interesting game thus far.
Yeah, this is at least not one-sided.
Yes.
That's our upside. It's not as one-sided.
The downside is that I feel like Invoker's game is very telling for the ability for Gambit to win this, and you just can't recover on Quaswex Invoker. I've seen this happen to, I think, no one once, and he was level 6 and just started roaming. And I think that's the sort of thing you've got to do, but who do you hunt with?
And like, can he even itemize to hunt?
Yeah.
Like Quaswex Invoker's like, hey, we're going to go hand to Midas, right? Like, this is the way we really keep him in front. Wonder Child, real issues on bottom lane. 1-4-3-7 with the Soul Rip. Cannot give enough life to keep his Storm Spirit up. Meanwhile, goodbye Enigma for a Storm. Sure.
Hey, take that. Undying got the XP. It would have been sad otherwise, but it works out. And this is the thing. Like, yeah, Storm and Bat are both suffering a little down here. It's not a pleasant lane for either hero. But Bat, I think, needs to snowball a bit more than a Storm, especially when you look at the makeup of his team composition.
And Wonder Child is still getting some really good CS. Like, he's #1 on the CS board. And Moon's going to give him the life. Looks like he's actually building in for, what is it going to be, a Greaves? Originally he was looking for a Hood, but the toss back, problematic. It's Vanskor does throw Moon forward. Doesn't have high amounts of aura, but he's got some good stick charges available. Yeah,
the other really cool thing about Rubik and Underlord as a combo is the stacking damage reduction aura. And you're playing against a Troll, who again relies completely on right clicks to deal damage. In fact, that's the only source of physical damage for his side. And it's going to be really cool to watch this come into effect. I wouldn't be surprised to see even the Fade Bolt hero attack talent come out from Rubik at level 15, just because of the stacking potential.
How long can Afro keep his mid tower alive? As his Terrible gets bigger and bigger? Like, Metamorphosis just came off cooldown.
He can do it pretty much forever. It's more about can he CS. You're always able to just land that Tornado EMP, take out the illusions. It's just, look, Ajit is currently farming jungle, and he's still going to be able to take waves as he desires. Like, this is just the dream for Terrorblade. He was able to max illusion for max DPS, and he went the Wraith Band Aquila right away. So he can just sweep woods at all times. He can start farming Ancients if he wanted to.
Bat Rider on bottom. Does he want to go for much? Top lane as well. Vanskor getting brought down.
Yeah, I like this switch. I think Moon's going to go for the Vanguard, which I would agree with. I think Crimson is super value in this game. Crimson and Greaves, and all of a sudden, Bat doesn't really threaten you anymore because you realize, you know, the only magic damage is Bat and maybe a little bit of Invoker. So why not just get Greaves to remove the stacks or a Lotus versus itemizing for a Hood that isn't really going to help you against Enigma Troll.
Is Honey going to go for another Like if you can get close enough to move it, when there's no tree, he's got nothing to work with. There's that Bat Rider play on the bottom, waiting for the level 6. He'll have to use the lasso. There's no other choice. But Wonder Child jumps out of the Firefly so he can survive. Those are the one charges, and Bat does go down.
And that right there is the power of a Tombstone Undying versus a Bat, because you might land that lasso, but all you can do is walk away. And this was, again, a first 2 Undying from 1437 that, looking at the draft, isn't addressed.
Great pick, great fire. I was going to say chaos, but firestorm. So Vanskor had to retreat even though he was the initiator on the top lane engagement.
Yep.
They're just so tanky on Moon. They hang him on the other side of the trees, and Vanskor walks into him. Tosses him back, though. That's what he wanted. Pull Moon underneath the tier 1 tower. Now, Zephyr might be able to get the kill thanks to Fable on Vanskor, but the bigger one is now the 3rd kill for the Troll Warlord. He's up to 4.1k, almost 4.2k net worth. A good 700 in front of the Terrorblade.
Yep.
And that's because Terrorblade spent almost, like, I think the last 2-3 minutes, he has not been in mid lane.
Yeah.
He's allowing the Invoker to catch up. Invoker's at 3k net worth. He's only like 600 behind that of the Terrorblade after what was a very denied beginning.
Part of that's just the threat of Quaswex Invoker, where Ajit's always got to be concerned that a rotation from a Bat, a Tiny, really anyone on the team of Gambit, plus a Tornado EMP Cold Snap, you're just dead, and you can't Sunder either because you're going to be out of mana. And even though he's crushing the lane, once Invoker gets the levels, it's just too much of a threat for him to stick around, and might have a clash here.
They're going to fight. Invoker walks directly into them. Undying plus the Rubik supports down here on the bottom lane, ready to fight, but the Tornado EMP, it creates more space, not to mention Avalanche, the Storm Spirit. He just dies so quickly. It was meant to be Tigers with a numbers advantage, but damn, Gambit put up one hell of a fight and take the kill on the Storm.
Yep. And
who's now less net worth than the Invoker.
It's kind of crazy how good Troll's game has been going. Here I was thinking he'd have a poor time. He's got an Underlord against him in lane, but suddenly he's 1,000 ahead, and the real win condition for his side as well. This Troll's damage output is everything, and I thought he would have a rough lane.
Into the mid again. There's the Tornado EMP. It's just going to be a cold snapping up Zephyr. He cannot walk away, but now Enigma has a black hole up, and he clips the Storm on the edge. They toss it back in for good measure as the Avalanche is half decent, but they're getting hit pretty hard by the Decay. Made it difficult for Tiny to survive. In fact, impossible. 1-4-3-7 gets the kill on Vanskor. But while that's been going on, Troll pushes the bottom. He's getting more and more space.
Yep, that was ideal. I like what they chose to do there. Gambit responding with 4, but keeping their Troll farming. Tiger's doing the same, but it's an Underlord. And the value of his itemization just is not the same as Troll's in this sort of game.
It's just crazy how far ahead this Troll Warlord is. I thought he was going to have a real issue up on top, but everything is coming up Warlord right now.
And he's confident, too. He just hit level 10. He went for the Agi instead of the health.
Ajit.
Very happy. And look at the TB.
Oh, with the Urn Charge as well, combining with the Cold Snap, it is just impossible for the Terrorblade to do anything. And because he got EMP burned, Sunder is just not an option.
Yep. And I, again, was just wrong, because I'm thinking TB is going to take over the game. I neglected to realize that, wait, he's playing against a hell of a lot of stuns, and Quaswex Invoker Troll. These two heroes are hard counters. And you can see, before BKB, he's going to continuously get Tornado EMP'd.
Bat's dead. Pick him up, throw him back in. He'll get double rooted, thanks to the Pit of Malice. And the Undying Tombstone doesn't allow him to escape, but the tier 2 tower in the mid lane's the trade-off.
Yep, and look at the warding that Dyer's placed as well. Gambit now with 2 very deep wards, one on the Shroud bottom, one on the lane in the mid. And now they place another one in this really cool spot that I actually used a ton when I was still playing. It gives you a vision of the bottom of the shrine and the bottom lane, and I think it's super easy to abuse. So now Troll's never leaving bottom. He's just going to hang out. Bat's going to try and stay off map. Invoker as well. They can keep hunting. Bat almost finishing his blink.
Do you actually feel like Troll Warlord should be going something other than the SMY? Like, 'cause right now he's building into a Yasha, so I assume that's what he's looking at.
You get the Yasha just because you want the move speed as a Troll, just to can not only increase your farming, but just get into fights. I feel like a Shadow Blade or a Blink is nice. I think you need a mobility item. It's sort of like a Sven. You can't play the hero by walking in at all times. You need something that brings you to a battle. So
it just feels a little slowing, right? Because he's got the Morbid Mask, and now he's going to have the Yasha. It's a lot of early items without actually completing something big like a BKB to allow him just to walk in the fights. against Tiger.
I think SNY is fine when you're this far ahead. It's like a get ahead, now you stay ahead. You pick up that build up. You don't want to buy BKB too early in this sort of game. Better is like your third, maybe even fourth item here.
Gambit have got so much information thanks to those observer wards.
Another one.
Because it was Tiger trying to prep some kind of gank. Like they have their own observer ward that's watching the bottom rune area, so they can see players moving in and out. But what they just don't realize is just how, like, that one ward that's so deep near the tier 2 tower is continuously watching any kind of gank attempt on bottom lane.
And this is, oh.
Yep. Quick jump. Dodges the tornado.
So what's cool about getting these early leads, it's how do you capitalize on them? And placing vision is very underrated and not really understood by the general public, just how critical it is. Because when you have those towers dead, now your wards can be placed outside of where they would be countered. And you're going to see behind the moves that Tigers looks to make. And you see Tigers places wards too, but it doesn't really help them too much because you already know Gambit's going to be playing the woods, and there's no way to get on top of these heroes without a smoke, thanks to their vision.
Yeah, so for now, Gambit can just really set the fights they want to take. And Tigers, for no matter how much they're trying to set it up, they're just not getting it. That's why Tiny runs in close. There's no follow-up damage to the cold snap control, and the Underlord doesn't do enough. But Tigers are just dodging as much as they possibly can too. Storm Spirit's up on the top lane farming. And you had Zephyr doing the same thing in the mid, but they can't dodge forever, and it will be Moon pulled in. He's got a couple of stick charges available, but that will not give him enough life to survive. Just does as much damage as possible. It's a very low Bat Rider, but there's just no one else to follow up here.
Yep, and not to mention that was an Arcane Rune Lasso and the reveal of the Blink. Mech finished on Enigma. He's going to come down, join the push. Bottom bounties collected as well.
Yeah, Gambit should be able to take this. They got a mech fully done on King R, so the sustain for the team fight for Gambit has become even better. Meanwhile, up on top, Ajit's doing the counter push. Into the Metamorphosis, just beating the crap out of the tier 2 tower, but of course Troll Warlord is the master of that too. What do they end up steal? Okay, it was Berserker's Rage, and Storm jumps in. Damn, that damage and control. This is just not a Storm game. I understand why you questioned it when he got drafted. Venskor, he'll come in to just beat into the Tombstone. Nothing he could really do about it. The tier 2 tower was still brought down the top lane.
Oh,
and shit, he's not actually done yet. Like, okay, TP's coming over. It's the Invoker jumping forward. And the lasso, yep, Blink Dagger comes off cooldown, and he'll grab him. Sunder's available, no EMP, Tornado's in 1 second time. So Terrorblade can switch the life, and that's exactly what he does with the Invoker. The damage from the illusions was almost enough. While that's been going on, Moon will die. Troll Warlord strikes again.
That was a bit of a misplay. You don't want to lasso on top of the cold snap. That's the only reason the TB escapes there. If he just stacks a few more napalms, chills a bit, they're going to land that kill for sure. But
yeah, just like this. Just the way they kill the Undying.
Yeah, you want to save lasso until TB is like 40% or so. If you use it at full HP and now Invoker doesn't have a stun, it gets troubling. Man, Daxak he's huge.
He actually just got the SMY on the courier. So Scardy next, he has full statting up.
Yeah, he's just been, he itemized so greedily, but it doesn't matter because he's so far ahead. The Agi talents, like, I never see that anymore. I almost see the Trolls going health because they don't have games like this. This is the dream.
Plus 10 agility for the level 10 talent. And now Gambit look towards Roshan. Troll's making his way over. They know he can tank up all of this with SMY as well as the Morbid Mask. He's got no problem. So Alacrity buff up. Plus 85 damage and an extra 10 on the attack speed. And everything's too far away. The rest of the creepway's been pushed in so far. No one's in position to contest Roshan. So even if Tigers did know about this, it would take one weird ball lightning steal from the Storm Spirit to even stop it. And Gambit, it's already too late. Aegis Immortal is theirs. And a full Greaves has arrived for Enigma too.
This is very, very scary if you're Tigers. You've hit there's a timing now on Gambit that they're looking to exploit. They have the Blink Bat and the Enigma Greaves, as you said. That means they can find the pickoffs better than you can, and they're going to be winning team fights. Moon switching it up. He went for Hood into HOD. More of a pressure. He recognizes he's going to need to do a bit more damage.
Well, if he can manage to do so. Like, right now he doesn't seem to be able to stand and survive. And the Troll Warlord is just this big. You also need to have high levels of sustain. Storm Spirit, this is a nice catch for him. King Art going down with the jump. 1-4-3-7 plus Zephyr needed to be there to help out. And they're using Moon now to push this mid tower. Zephyr, he's feeling something is coming. He's got Malphus available, so he can stun over on the Batrider, who has the lasso available. He can get the lasso off. It's just hard to move anywhere with it. So Underlord can survive for a long time. Not to mention the Fate Ball, reducing a large portion of the damage. But didn't connect on Vanskor. Also doesn't care about his combination with Avalanche Toss, killing off Moon. And now it's up to Zephyr to try and escape. He has the stolen Avalanche.
Oh, that's a long TP from Storm.
He didn't get out. The Cold Snap, the damage. Storm Spirit, he'll have to Ball Lightning away, but Batrider's trying to keep up with him. Another Ball Lightning down, and Tornado, it catches him. Perfect hit, dies from the fall,
no.
and then they'll lose Zephyr on the bottom lane as well. Pick him up, throw him away, but there's no TP scroll, so he just cleaned the trees with the Midnight Pulse, and the Sunstriker's on the money. Another kill for Affo. He goes 6-0-4 on this Invoker, and things have gone from bad to worse for Tigers, but it's great for Gambit.
Ajit TP Shrine, and then, sorry, not off, what am I saying? Ajit TP Shrine, Wonder Kid TP top tier 2, but because he went to the top right, it's not about the structure you teleport to, it's how close is your teleport to where another ally has teleported. He got a 5-second, that means he's cold snapped, now he's dead.
Oh, that pit, it's not going to be enough, even with a big decay. Moon cannot create the space. Gambit, they are always on the hunt.
And that's huge. 4 staff on bat now. You have no anti-lasso. That's a big problem for Tigers because all 3 of your cores, they only keep each other alive if they all stay alive for a little bit in the engagement. And anyone that gets lassoed is just going to die because of that EMP. No BKBs for quite some time on the side of Tigers. They have no one who's buying a Yules. It's part of the reason. Again, I point to both of these teams in a way, not really learning from the best in my eyes, but I have never seen a Rubik. Well, I have. They go Aether Lens quite often, but Yapstor, you watch him play, Brown Boots Yules is often his style, and I think that in a game like this, that would have been really effective.
I just did a rune check as well. I think they denied their own they denied the bounty.
Yeah.
I think it was Gambit who actually did it because they were locked down too much on Tigers, so they could have had all 4, but instead they denied one. And Apo is very close to Moon. Had a little bit of extra help. 1-4-3-7 has to back off the tier 2 tower. They've already lost it, but that's what they're waiting for. Extra information to go in towards the Underlord, and Ajit was looking to potentially trade life, but realized that would have been suicide if he did so. Storm jumps forth, they go after the Batrider into the Metamorphosis, so the damage as well as the range. They've finally got something to really work with and to turn in to kill off Vanskor. He's worth a lot too.
Oh man, but in the meantime, look at the tier 2 top died, by the way.
Oh
and
yeah.
He also probably could have touched down that top tier 3 as well, but he ran to try and think about joining the fight. But once Tomb's down, you're out of there. And he actually is a full Lincolns on Daxac. I was talking about how Troll doesn't like to buy it. Well, guess what? When you're this far ahead, you get the luxury of ensuring that Sunder is never going to be a problem. Because after he picks up that BKB, there is no way to pierce Lincolns.
1-4-3-7 is, yeah.
Got him.
He just walked up the hill. He was going to go on a warding mission, 3 sentries, 2 obs, and get some level of information on the northern side.
Yeah, props to Afo Ninja, though. This guy has been everywhere. They've got 19 kills. He has been present for 12 of them. I actually thought it might have been a bit more. Along with the Batrider of, I'm going to call him Afterlife, even though he's not quite called that.
Yeah, he is Afterlife. Oh, bottom lane.
There's no mana on Storm.
Yeah,
what was that?
There's a save. The black hole is out. The lasso as well. Not the greatest chaining of abilities of all time, but it won't matter. Not when you had the sticky napalm stacked up. So Enigma does die. And thanks to the Dark Rift, they get out. But my lord, Terrorblade. Yeah. Tip him to tilt him. That's their plan. Can't believe this is such a different Gambit to Game 1. Such a different team.
This smoke is cool. This is I'm feeling us right now, smoke, and it will find 1437, but
it's a solo kill again. Troll Warlord has no issues doing this. Like I'm even surprised at this point.
Underlord. They know he has no rift.
I'm even surprised they just go BKB for him at this point. Like, it's, they are so much in control. And with this kill on Moon, if Afo claims it, he'll have his Acronym Scepter too. This was an Invoker that was falling behind just because his matchup worked so well.
It's just,
I guess the Terrorblade, he gets on top.
This is what feels like wins games, not just in this series, but just in Dota right now. It's pace. Who can find it first? And once you have the momentum, it's just a zigzag across the map, and you kill whatever's in your path. Gambit, they're clearing towers, they're clearing heroes. They seem unstoppable, and like Roche could respawn anytime in the next minute, 30 to 4:30.
Oh, that toss went the wrong way, Venskor. He's throwing the Batrider out, not in. But with the Observer on the other side, there is the grab. And this is the opportunity. But that opportunity, it's escaping them. Even with the one charges, he's going to live.
Yep. And this is the issue with the Tigers lineup. What do you do now? Tomb's dropped. Meta's down. You don't actually have the ability to pursue once the Rubik lift is on cooldown. There's no actual feasible, easy lockdown. And Gambit have that in spades. They've got so many methods of control and catch. It's just an easier game for them to play and execute. And they're demonstrating that, you know what, they might have lost to Fnatic earlier, but they want another crack at it.
With confidence from this game, they may really go for it. Of course, if Fnatic is okay after playing against LGD. And here comes Gambit. They are heading towards the north once more. Still no BKB on the Troll, but Blink 4-star from the Batrider. They scanned it up. Well done from the Radiant. Tigers know what's going on, but 1-4-3-7. He's sacrificing himself almost to put down that Observer Wall, but his Batrider taking to the skies with a Firefly. Everyone's in full retreat. And they do get back out to safety.
Rift coming in bottom. This might not be ideal.
They just want to kill.
They're all here.
They just want to find the kill. Ball lightning forward. They know that there was multiple heroes from Gambit up on top. Apart from 1-4-3-7, he walks back into it.
Now but that's a 1-for-1.
It is a 1-for-1.
And look at the creep waves. If you're not careful on the side of Tigers, there's no Rift now. You're all going to end up having to TP back to base because Gambit could just push down your well. And this is the issue with... Am I really going to say the issue with Radiant? Yeah, it's the issue with Radiant playing the safe lane because Roche spawns in 10 seconds, and look where your heroes are positioned.
They're so far away on the bottom lane. Normally don't say it's an issue with Radiant because this isn't really their hit point. But Tigers, they did start to get some items. So the Bloodstones arrive for the Storm Spirit, level 15. So at least his respawn time is going to be nice. I'm not going to say he's going to start claiming any kind of charges, but if they can get the pickoffs, it makes it worth it.
And this is the item you're waiting for on your Troll, BKB. I really want him not to go that satanic, just mobility damage. I think a Blink would be great. A Shadow Blade's fine too, but you have a Bat, right? If he goes in, I want you able to BKB and immediately you're on top of that target, especially with Alacrity. You don't need the damage.
I remember you said also you wanted the Silver Edge. It would be really great just to shut down Moon as well. Get rid of that aura. But Troll Warlord, he may not really even give a crap because he's going in, he's killing off Roshan, and there is little to nothing that's nearby to actually stop it.
Yep. And just the threat of Bat and Invoker off map means you've got to play so afraid now as the side of Tigers. You're not really willing to contest it because you never know who you might run into. And Invoker.
Yep, he'll find his target down the bottom lane. That's just Zephyr trying to do the best he can. He gets Cold Snap, but he can't really follow it up with really much damage. Not consistent, at least.
Not even worth a tip, either. I was just saying that one's a freebie. And I question the...
Wait, did they smoke under the obs? No, there's... Yeah, they're fine.
The Terrorblade going Manta first. Until BKB, he can't play Dota, and he still doesn't have it yet. Yeah, it'll finish soon, but why are you smoking with BKB 40 gold away on your Terrorblade? This could go disastrously wrong for Tigers.
Right now, they've managed to loop around and dodge all of Gambit, who have headed towards the mid lane instead.
Gambit doesn't care. Look at where their Troll's positioned. They just want to push. They're going to be grouped up real soon. Tigers, you got to act now or never, and you still don't have BKB. Is this really what you want to do?
They found their target underneath the Observer Ward, so the pull back, they're going up the Batrider, Venskor, creating space thanks to the Avalanche. The pit, they were thinking about dropping it. Now they actually have to because Batrider was taking some time to die. So 2 heroes dead for Gambit, but the big one's still up, Troll with the BKB. May think about fighting. They'll get rid of the Dire Obs and Sentry.
Yeah, that was well done by Alpha Ninja to make sure he saves that gem. A bit risky on the side of the Bat and the Tiny. Yes, you have a gem, you're antsy, you want to take vision control, but never. This should be a rule pasted in that little chat window when you pause. Never walk up high grounds when the enemy team is all off the map. It just can never go wrong, doubly so if you're holding a gem.
Either that or pick a Venomancer.
True.
Throw Plague Wards on every single hill that you have to go up.
Yeah, because that's the thing about Storm. Yeah, his game hasn't been the greatest, but you always are threatened by that reach. He can zip about 4,000, 5,000 units at this point to catch somebody. You got to be careful. Not to mention, you're fighting near a high ground. What if there's a tombstone there? No longer will you be willing to stay.
Yeah. Enigma was really hoping for an opening in mid. The Troll Warlord was nearby. He's run so fast, he's already on bottom lane. But it was the Invis room with the Blink Dagger for Enigma.
Now
That's one hell of a black hole.
Once he gets BKB, you can do some really cool stuff with the Troll Lincolns. Put it on the Enigma, he blinks in.
Yep.
Magic can happen.
Yep. That's when Rubik can't really counter. Like, at least Zephyr was able to afford the Blink Dagger. So the Blink Dagger on Rubik does a lot. He actually stole Tornado as well. So delays up things a little bit more, but it's that Blink counter to King R, especially considering he went Greaves and hasn't got the BKB yet. So they're jumping. Storm, long jump out, but hey, Blink Dagger Enigma. He's away to safety, and Storm is now down to half mana.
It's go time for Gambit. They still have Aegis.
Blink in, Lasso needs to be able to connect. The disarm is on the Batrider, but they just keep dragging back the Underlord. Maybe not exactly the target they want to have, but okay, it won't matter. Not when Troll's that fat. Oh!
You can't stop him. They can chase for more, too. Nice tornado from the Rubik, stolen. I think it's popped. BKB Enigma now. Now it's go time, and look at that. Down bottom, Vanscore doing work. Picking up those bounties. 4 bounties and a hero kill. You take that if you can. But look at that gold disparity. That just jumped up another 3,000, mostly thanks to those runes.
And the fact that the only thing Tigers can do is go back inside their base away from any form of income. They are just trapped in a corner. Vision is disappearing once more. Right now, the greatest counter push they've got is actually coming in from the Rubik when he uses the Stolen Tornado. But the BKB also finished now for the Invoker. So double BKBs for the big cause. In fact, triple BKBs. There is little to no magical damage. And the Terrorblade doesn't do enough physical damage to really be that intimidating for Gambit if they want to go up. Bottom lane.
Oh, no.
Storm, 16 Bloodstone charges. What are we going to go down to? Ball Lightning, he has TP, and that's what he's going to use. And he manages to go far enough away that the TP will work. Meanwhile, King R getting caught out inside the jungle, and that's that damage that doesn't care about BKBs, doesn't care about Lincoln Sphere. They get through the Enigma.
Would you tornado that? He's still cold snapped. You tornado on top. A storm. There's no follow-up stun. He's just going to zip away every time. That was very interesting. You could have probably at least forced a Bloodstone deny there. King R
making the game competitive.
Just saying, King R dying on the exact same ward that his team died before trying to de-ward. It's still there, folks. You're okay with this, though, but I think Gambit, like, yeah, you got a troll, but you have Aegis for another, never mind, it's gone.
Yep.
You didn't use your Aegis. You didn't even look to push.
It timed out. You have Bloodstone charges on the Storm Spirit still.
Yep.
You've got kills rolling in. Moon, he finished the pipe. He's got the Dominator already up and running, so he's got some half-decent items to stay alive during the engagements. Yeah, the troll's big, but
he's pretty much maxed until that butterfly.
Yeah, once the butterfly is up, he did finish the Satanic fully, so that's 2.7k life to go through. But you know what? You know what they want. You know what Tigers want. They want this nice jump in, but instead it's going to be Gambit. They get the jump in. Once again, is over on the Underlord. Patrol feels confident to bring him down, but with the pit as well as the fire, have they got enough? No. The rest of Tigers were very indecisive about going in to help. They didn't have the extra support. Storm is pushing the top lane. You didn't want to be involved in this.
The concern now, though, is you lost your Underlord. He has no buyback. That's your real big D push, and Gambit's in your base.
Yeah, you look towards the top, though. Wonder Kid's pushing your tier 3 tower. He's going to begin his TP at the moment.
In vision. They know that threat is no longer there. He does finish a BKB. And remember, Rubik has Blink Lasso.
Pick him up, drop him down. Have they got the drag? Yes, they do. Troll Warlord being pulled very deep inside the base, but here comes King R looking for the black hole. But no, he really actually got the Storm Spirit, but it got stolen by Zephyr, holding in Troll Warlord and the Enigma. The damage needs to be big, but the Terrorblade being bashed up, stunned up. He'll get the Thunder over on Van Skull, but here comes Cataclysm. The damage is high, the damage is good, and the damage is Gambit. They actually are losing 3 heroes, 4 heroes. Afo can't get back out of here. They thought they had the advantage. It's Wonder Kid of all the bloody heroes to get kills in this.
And
it isn't the Terrorblade. They're going to go. They're heading towards top lane. They're going to try and take the top racks. What Wonder Kid started, Wonder Kid ends on bottom and now continues on top lane.
They didn't even use meta in that fight, Toby. I don't even know if they had it. That's unbelievable.
And now with the meta, they're taking the racks. The buyback's available for the Troll Warlord. He doesn't really want to use it. The Invoker with the EMP Tornado, he'll slow down the push at least. But then the rooting. Can Invoker die again? Wonder Kid jumping forward. He's got the pull. He's got the control. Invoker's going to go down. Dead for 105 seconds. Vanskull's probably going to join him as the illusions from Terrorblade drop him down to 5 HP. The buyback is finally out from the Troll. But the top racks, they are gone. What has happened? This game has just swung.
I think you keep going here, maybe. There's no Invoker for 80 seconds. There's no Enigma ult. It's tough, though. Never mind. There's a bad. He's got lasso.
The Metamorphosis is wearing off, too.
And we've seen Game of Throws before, all right? I've seen seasons of it. It's not the time to get greedy.
My lord.
All goes back to not recognizing Rubik stole lasso. Isn't it incredible what happens when you give a legitimate 4-player a Rubik that he's a master on? It's crazy how many plays you can make.
You know what? We haven't had many replays so far during this series, but if there's something production could whip up, I would absolutely adore it. That just bounced from one side of the map to the other. It was... That's just so crazy. Like, Stormster is pushing it, just like, oh, nope, this isn't going to work. And for the moment, I really thought the Gambit actually had that. But the fact that they still managed to get Sunder off,
That's so huge because they bought back on their course. It's not about the cooldowns as much as it's, well, one, the cooldowns, Roche is up in 2:30. So you're going to have buybacks on Tigers, on all of their heroes.
He's waiting, breaks the Lincolns, picking him up, and now in comes Wonder Kid. The Tombstone's in a great position. They're going after Troll Warlord. The BKB will be burnt. He's looking for an opening, but he doesn't really have it. This BKB, it's got another 3 seconds left on it, so he just tries to kill off the Undying, but 2 Undying kills now means a secondary Tombstone, and the Storm Spirit capitalizes, jumping it, but then the BKB from the Batrider. They are burning these timings down, one after the other. Invoker will be back alive. But really, the cost still seems to be quite high. Like, what did they get? They get an Undying kill?
I blame 1437 for even his death because, A, he's got 2,500 gold. Holmes, you got to spend some of that. Buy some armor for yourself, all right? You broke. Second, if he has that Ghost Scepter, as you can see, he just purchased, he lives there. But third, why in the hell you running right? Run to your team. You got to go left. And here's that replay you were talking about, Tobes. So they get the lasso on Moon. But as you can see, Rubik from so far away, they might not have even seen it because he's off our screen right now. He stole the lasso. Then the lift from Aether Lens range, that's impossible. But he doesn't get the BKB off. You know Rubik's coming into lasso you. You can click him. And now, King R, you're ulting. But hello, dude. There's a Rubik immediately. Both BKBs. Pulled into the void.
Zephyr just makes that fight. Lasso to Black Hole and creating the space you want. Meanwhile, we come back live. There's Storm Spirit. He'll go down. They were thinking, and like everyone was looking around Roshan because he is in that potential spawn time. He's 1 minute away from spawning. We have that clock. They do not.
Bear in mind, it's still a much harder game for Tigers to execute. They're more on the back foot. They need Rubik to get good spells. They need Underlord to be able to counter-initiate. They're very reliant on 2 cores, whereas Gambit, all your damage output is Troll. You have Bat, Enigma, and Invoker that can all just look for openings to find pickoffs. It's so much easier to execute.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, okay, yes, all the cards fell into the right place for Tiger to take that top lane of Rags, but does the same thing happen again? Like, okay, Gambit have an issue. The top lane is going to be pressuring it because the Rags is down, but I suppose like that's what helps Tiger understand where Gambit is on the map. And they're going to try and make the most of it. They're 5-man smoked up. They're looking for an opening. They see Enigma in mid. They are also thinking about Roshan. He has 10 seconds off spawn time. This is going to be a huge fight for whoever wins it.
And they've all-ined for the items for the most part. You have Storm, who will have buyback available, but Ajit on the Terrorblade will not.
The Observer Wall goes down. They find the Undying. They'll pull him up the pit. It will come in from the Underlord, but already Undying is dead. But the pick up at the back line. They're trying to control up the Enigma as much as possible. Not just control, kill him off. 73 seconds on the sideline. Enigma is down without that black hole. Firefly also being expended. They do not have the flying vision.
They know Roche is up too.
Metamorphosis has already been burned, so yeah, Undying will buy back. They want to try and do something here. Can they take Roshan? With Metamorphosis up, they have to feel confident.
Enigma's got to buy back, I think. Yep, there it is. You've got to buy back and threaten this Roche. You cannot give it away. It's a refresher shard. This is huge for whichever team picks it up.
He's got the Blink Dagger, but there's one creep. He'll convert it, but it watched the movement of Enigma coming in through the north, and this is why you've now seen Tigers back up, but without Metamorphosis, which it will time out in about 5-ish seconds. I don't know if this is really what Tigers is looking for. They need to have that big damage from the Terrorblade.
Yeah, they can delay the Roche until it's back up. They'll be very happy. Bear in mind, there's always the threat of a Dark Rift into the base. You can see creeps are almost always threatening the Dire Ancient, and I'd be very concerned if I were Gambit that one of my cores dies and all of a sudden you've got a whole army.
Tiny is the man who's on the defense job. All right, they're going to go in. Troll Warlord knows he's pretty damn good at killing this. They're taking Roshan. Remember, this is the third one. Refresher Shards available if they can pick this up. And in comes the illusion. Terrorblade knows they have to commit. There's no other choice. Roshan is so low, but they're taking so long. Storm Spirit just needs to go for a ball lightning in, but it will take too long.
What? How did they not see that coming? Because they brought everyone back as if they were trying to defend, but
yeah.
They don't have vision. They placed that ward. It's covering mid, but they needed one to watch Gambit literally walk into the pit. It did not give vision, and all of a sudden, Gambit has that 10-second head start. We talked about the damage output a Troll with Alacrity could deal. And now he's going to be able to finish a Butterfly, along with that Aegis, a refresher shard on King R. No, they didn't give it to him. That might have been one of the best decisions.
They can see the Invoker. They can see the Invoker. They'll pick him up. The two-star drop down, and he's got the one with the refresh shot. BKB won't get off on time with no buyback, down for 84 seconds. A huge window of opportunity now.
As well.
Oh my God! Well, this just made Wonder Kid a little bit stronger. And where are they going? They're going towards the top. They want to push the creep wave in and open up the other lanes instead of worrying about mid. The Terrorblade is pushing in the bottom lane of all places.
This is going to be really risky.
He is so isolated all by himself.
I love what Moon did, though. He picked up an Alpha Wolf, and he's got that on follow on Ajit. A bit hasty on that Dark Rift, though. If they had just been a little more controlled and brought 5, they probably look for a fight around that mid-racks. But they also may not have recognized Tier 2 mid is still alive. They're not going to get any objectives off of that play. Remember, Shrines are open too, folks. Tigers, calm it down. Theban, get in there, talk to your team. And I know for a fact that while Theban's a great leader, this team is incredibly difficult to control. We heard them at the minor because we were analyzing like straight. We could hear them. It gets nuts in these tense clutch moments. And all 5 players right now probably just edge of their seats, much like we are.
Yeah. I want to watch one of the players more. It's Zephyrcam. It's Zephyrcam. With the Aghanim Scepter, you asked for brown boots, you got brown boots. But he's got the extra range, so with the Ether Lens, you've got the Aghanim Scepter, Blink Dagger. The timing has to be right. Even the stolen ultimates, like if he gets lasso again and then he's able to grip 2 targets, that's going to get ridiculous.
Here comes the smoke. Invoker's back alive. He's got the refresher shard. That means double Cataclysm, folks at home. If you hit one black hole on multiple targets, everything is dead.
They still also, like they want to actually do something with this Aegis. They didn't last time around. This time around, Troll Warlord won something, and they're being denied. The top lane is still being pressured in. That's quite a creep wave having a push. Wonder Kid's hiding on the bottom lane, but he's ready to force in the bottom as well if it's needed.
Yeah, Storm almost level 25. We've seen how much chaos that the damage, what is it, the distance auto remnant. The title is terrible. Point is you make a remnant every 500 units.
500 distance auto remnant in ball lightning. It requires a large amount of descriptive terms.
He's so close. Pops the arcane rune.
Hey, at least there's no Chen in this game to send him back and just continuously spam the ball.
He's going to do it for the XP. He can just zip there and back. Like, it's kind of crazy. Kaya plus arcane rune, I think, stacks multiplicatively. It's not balanced.
Troll Warlord's revealing himself in mid. They would kind of like to have a jump on this, but it also feels a large amount of, like a bait. But because Afro is on top lane, he cannot join this fight quickly. And this is burning more and more time of the Aegis.
Yeah, neither team really. The Aegis I don't feel matters nearly as much as the Refresher Shard.
But the second life on the Troll Warlord, like if they get that quick grab and he goes down, like buyback is at least available for him, but he's still short of the money.
So the danger of what Gambit's done with that one throw, it's the Rax doesn't matter anymore. But what they did is establish an equilibrium in the game where neither team is now ahead enough to make things happen. So sure, you had your advantage. Invoker was, it felt like immortal throughout the map. But now Storm's level 25 with a BKB. He is now by far the most threatening hero in this game, even though you're the team with the Bat Rider and all the stuns. He can find you. He's probably going to go Lincoln's next, but I would love an Ags. Cause
he better TP home sometime soon, because right now, like, he's pushing in the top lane just a little bit more, but Gambit are knocking on the doorstep. The Troll Warlord's using Illusions to push in the bottom lane, and here they come. They come in pretty damn close as well. They're going after the tier 3 tower on bottom lane. So everyone is back. The pick gets dropped. Troll Warlord out. They get the grab. But then again, Bat Rider, he actually got himself an illusion. That's not what he wanted. And now you know it. Tigers, they want to take the fight. Both BKBs have worn off. Lasso is down. They don't have the control. They want Vanscore. He'll come in close. But maybe with a counter tornado, it'll catch the Terrorblade in the back lines. Vanscore able to blink, and he cannot TP out. Wonder Kid's there. Already too fast. And he just gets the pullback.
Aegis gone in 3 minutes. They have a buyback on Tiny. Enigma finishes the Lincolns.
Tier 4 towers taking more damage. They're losing effigies.
Man, you're going to have a Daedalus on Odjit in a second, along with a buyback available. I'm a little disappointed he didn't go Rapier, but it was the right decision not to do so. Troll's capped out. He won't be getting any stronger. He'll probably sell the Sanj and Yasha for a Scotty, but that's negligible. And
yeah. Well, if he takes that out, like at this point, you take out Phase Boost and just use the Butterfly for movement.
Yeah. I gotta the problem I see right now with the Gambit is that they're reliant on King R. And so far, his Enigma has not done much to inspire faith.
Yep.
He needs to come through and come through big for them to take this game. Afo Ninja did his part. We have a trade of bounty runes. Don't see this very often this late in the game, but we do see Radiant in the top woods.
It's just because Tigers, like, as long as they keep pushing in the top lane, they force Gambit to reply. And this allows Tigers to actually fight on their terms.
But they remember, Toby, they remember they can kill shrines. And look, that inspired Gambit. They realized they can kill shrines too.
Everyone's reminding of their old days.
It's a new mechanic still. They've only been in the game a couple of years. I mean, I still call items
7.20 shrines removed. Damn it, we just got used to it.
They're going to add more shrines.
No, please,
I want a shrine, and then I also want temples.
What?
Yep.
What would a temple do?
Give, I don't know, a shop or some sort that you also get experience from if you stand near it. Like to steal it from Overwatch. Not Overwatch.
No, it's
Overthrow.
Yeah. Okay. Let's put that one back on the shelf.
That's why I'm not a balancer. But okay, so keys to right now, remember, after 40 minutes we get double runes. The bounty runes are very, very pricey, whoever is able to pick them up, but it doesn't really matter anymore because everyone's got the items they want. It's more about, did they buy the right items? And again, I think Troll made a big miscue. He does have a bottled DD, but no initiation tool. It has really hurt their ability to find kills and make plays. And I think that that's going to be something that I would stress in a review. Storm.
Has Tigers finally changed their tune? Like 1437 is drawing a whole bunch of lines. One saying push out the bottom lane, and the second being curve into the mid.
Oh my god, and he's at that peak timing as an Undying. Tombstone on death, +6 attacks to destroy. He doesn't care if he feeds. That's a lot of zombies.
It's
and
still
double
pretty
smoke.
hard to kill him.
Here we go.
They'll jump in right around him, and it's Bat Rider on the front lines. The pit able to catch him. Can they get the kill? We're telling his pickup. They might actually do it. Here comes the Cataclysm, but the damage with the refresher, it was quite decent. So Terrorblade does drop. Moon as well, so low on life, and this is the fight that Gambit we're really looking for. Wonder Kid has not enough mana to keep this pressure up, and they're looking at Undying. He should go down. Drops the extra tombstone. Everyone from Tigers has buyback. Roshan is not alive yet. He will respawn in a minute and a half, but that's why you're seeing Zephyr on bottom lane. He's pushing in the lane, and he's hard to stop.
Everyone's got buyback, and there's the threat of the Enigma. Terrorblade can't play that aggressively because You will get 100 to 0'd in Lasso, in Black Hole. There's no peel for you. You're the target of Gambit. You represent all of the damage for your squad. You've got to be a little more conservative.
Troll's coming in through the bottom. He doesn't have the Tiny with him. The Invoker's too far away, so they just jump in, get the pickup. King R was hoping for something. He's got no Black Hole. He's got nothing to give. But he gives all.
They both have buyback.
Yeah, they did, but it can just swing the other way around. Like, yeah, Terrorblade buys back. Metamorphosis on cooldown for the moment, but they can just run down mid. They got the top lane pressuring in, and Gambit will be forced to use buybacks of their own.
I love when these games get this wild. It's just so much more fun to watch games with no buybacks than when everyone's saving it. It just adds this element of desperation. It's like playing pinball down to your last ball, desperately trying to hit your bonuses. Like, it's just the drama. Troll's going to try and save his buyback to make something happen. Regen rune on Storm, that is killer.
Enigma still has no Black Hole, though, and I don't know where that big team fight control is meant to come from. Vanscore appears to just be paper in the fights for a Tiny with 2.6k life, and he does have 19 armor at least, thanks to the Vlads.
I really don't want to see the Storm pick up a Linken's here, though. I think a Hex or an Ags, specifically an Ags, I think it's that perfect amount of gold where you would still have buyback if you need it, but you just zip in and you hit an Ags ult on Enigma +1. Suddenly you're winning a fight, but I spoke too soon. Roche is up and Troll's still dead.
Yeah, and this may be the refresher shard that
Terrorblade
was really looking for. And okay, Troll wants to try and contest it. How fast can Tigers kill it? It was being Gambit taking Roshan every single time until now. They got no way to clean it up, so it will be the Terrorblade who gets the Aegis Immortal, and they just want to get out of here. Moon takes everybody home. Uber service.
Nice call.
This is one hell of a chain fair.
Moon is excellent at those sorts of calls and clutch situations. He understands, look, I've won majors on OG. I know how this works. We've got the big objective. Let's get out of here, relax, recover, game plan a bit, time out. You can't call them. This isn't Counter-Strike, but we can at least think about, all right, why did we lose that last time we ran into them as 5? What do we change here? They do give up both runes and all 4 bounties.
I don't think you care. Like, you
got Troll's buyback.
Like, you have a Terrorblade who can burn Metamorphosis. He'll instantly have, like, the Aegis the Immortal if he dies, and just refresher shard. So he's still got then 2 BKBs, 2 Metamorphosis. This is the push power that they need to have to go up the hill.
Storm needs to buy an item, though. He's 7,500 gold. This is one of my major triggers right here. You are in a position to win the game.
It's a Linken's he needs to buy.
It doesn't... no. Axe. He's going to switch it. I'm sure of it.
He has Linken's right now.
He's had it that for like 10 minutes. He's going to make the decision. The point is, you don't collect interest. This isn't, this isn't a tower defense. Spend your money. You have so much gold. You have 5,000 extra gold before you'd run out of buyback. Yeah. Pick up something.
Let me bang to mass send if we're doing line tower wars. Classic. All right, so what do? They just keep waiting this out? Like, there's 4.4k gold over on a Rubik, too. He's got 2.8k surplus.
Nice. I accept this. He went for Hex. He went for Hex on Storm. I think that's fine, too.
Jump. Looking. Vanscott, he's bait. They pull him back a very long way.
Oh, that's the lift distance on Rubik.
It is the lift distance.
Tiny's still got buyback, but please, you don't want to do this yet. Let Storm get his item.
Invoker's looking for a kill. Aphros looking to wrap around. They'll have to buy back on the Tiny if they want this. And, well, where's your jump forward? Terrorblade is still pushing down the lane. And the creep wave's coming in. The top lane's also moving in. So eventually someone from Gambit's going to have to reveal this.
Please buy your item, Wonder Kid.
Afo is waiting so much. So is the Batrider, but they find him. There's enough illusions. They'll find him. The Sentry Ward will drop. 1437 can't control him, however. Meanwhile, Wonder Kid, he knows where the Invoker is, and Storm long jump down. BKB out from the Batrider, but he's trying to reach the TP scroll, buying it from the side shop. But can he get out? The lasso will come with the control, and there's nothing to stop him. TP out, Zephyr just a little too late to get there for the telekinesis grab.
He just didn't recognize just how much cast range he's got. The +100 from the talent and the Aether Lens. You can see he blinked near melee range. He could lift from a screen away. He could have certainly got that off. And Batrider playing with the buyback, but would have been nice to have it forced. We do have a Hex finished on Storm still with who he actually used the cheese, but doesn't really matter. That's kind of a dead item at this phase of the game anyway. If you're Tigers, you have next meta coming up in time to utilize the Roche Aegis. You've got 2 minutes on that. Just collect yourselves, kill the Enigma. If Storm can find him 4 minutes on buyback, you're going to win the fight.
And that's why King R is sitting further back inside the base. He does not want to give up his position. They want the initiation to be on Vanscourt. They don't care if Vanscourt dies. He has buyback available, so he can come back in, Storm in, out, and then the lasso. They found the Underlord. Moon is just way far out of position. Vanscourt, he may be the one to like King R jumping out. Does he want to go for the Undying? Ghost Scepter will allow Undying just to run up the hill, and then, Daffo, he had the cheese of his own. A lot more life kicking back in again, but now there's 2 heroes down.
No,
Tigers, what are you doing? You still have the Aegis Immortal thanks to the reflection. Enigma will black hole up in the Cataclysm. Boom! Comes from the skies.
Oh, he stole it!
Black hole! He's hit 3 of them! He's actually holding him there! It bought the space for the Terrorblade to turn the fight around. The Aegis is going to burn. He's going to come back up again right now, but have they got enough damage? Terrorblade, he's bouncing out. He's bought the BKB up. There's still Sunder available. He can steal some life.
He's
got
got
the
no
Troll Wall on the back for control. It's there. They've lost everybody. Tigers have lost their stripes, and Gambit hold the line.
That's game. That is straight up game. You have no buyback TB, no buyback Underlord. What in the hell was that? Moon had a blink dagger. That's why he was so out of position. He literally blinked into the waiting arms of the Bat Rider, gets pulled into base, and all of a sudden, for some reason, you're taking this massive clash. Like, what the hell was that? You had 3 minutes to gameplay, and that was the best you could come up with? Let's just YOLO?
Oh, I don't know. Rubik's going to buy back and try and slow down the push.
Man.
Bat Rider's he's under the cover of Shadowblade, looking for that one opening. Zeph is holding around his own towers.
Wait,
they can slow this down. So Storm has buyback. There is the potential for a defend.
Yeah, you can, because they just zip. He's just going to cut the waves. This should be fine.
Yep, Storm jumps in, jumps out, jumps in, and gets stunned, jumps out. He's burned a lot of mana, and that's why Bat Rider, he got the grab. Remember, though, Storm still has buyback available.
Just zip the waves. Just zip down mid and TP back.
Yep, he instead tried to go for the heroes, instead trying to find the kills. Storm buyback needs to be committed. Underlord's back up in 3 seconds' time. They know they have to use it, but they're going to alacrity him up before this fight begins.
They need to be threatening Throne here. They really need to be threatening Throne.
They're not. They're going to go for Megas instead. They are given the opportunity. 40 seconds before you can get one back up, the big one, the Terrorblade. There's your buyback out from the Storm. Troll Wall up, but it's the BKB. Remember, that's only 5 seconds in duration. It's not a long time. It's the same thing for the Bat Rider. His actually comes off cooldown.
Oh, they didn't close the game,
They
Toby.
did not close the game.
They just equalized. The racks don't mean a damn thing anymore. We are at 55 minutes into the game. I love this part too.
The racks even go the other way. The Tigers lane pushes in on the top lane.
I have not used this phrase in quite some time, okay? But if you're going to be a elite tier Dota team, if you want to mess with the best, you've got to play to win. You have to play to win, and both of these teams are not doing that. You can't watch these games and tell me that these teams are not just trying to avoid loss. They continue trading what I would call that one-step advantage. It's tennis. They're up. They've got the ability to win the game, and they don't look to close.
What is this item choice as well? I'm seeing Rubik with the refresher orb. Is he just hoping he steals Black Hole's able to go for a secondary time around?
Idea.
Like, it's an Aghanim Scepter upgraded ultimate. It's got a cooldown of 2 seconds anyway. The only thing that stops him is the ability to actually grab someone else's ability and then use refresher.
It just you can see a bit of the inexperience. Just down to, like, Wonder Kid. Why in the hell did he have to buy back there? You literally respawn, select the enemy, like, mid lane, and zip there while TPing. All the waves are dead. You're a Storm at level 25.
They're smoking. They're coming to fight. I love this too from Terrorblade. He's got a full MKB he just bought up. Buyback is still available. He's hitting 42 gold over his surplus. But is he going to switch out the Manta? They find a target. It's Vanscourt. Push him up the hill. Vanscourt needs to get back down again. He's got a 4-star of his own, but the telekinesis drop. It's just so far away. Where is the rest of Gambit? Too far away. Vanscourt's dead for 2 minutes.
No buyback on him. That's a huge pickoff. What in the... Never mind. We should have talked as well.
So he was trying to ward. He was just trying to ward.
By himself all alone 60 minutes into the game. Here we go. Invis, Popeye, Afterlife. He might find somebody here. No Lincolns on Ajit.
They don't have the Observe board up on the hillside either, so there's no extra information from that.
Just to note, Daxak deserves more credit because in that one fight on the bottom shrine, he manned up the entire time, got the Satanic off. I did not expect him to be able to outcarry a TB with 2 lives, but he did so, and he really does not deserve the loss if his team ends up giving him on. He made one mistake, which was getting lassoed in the base, and
He's 16-2-16 on a Troll Warlord. With those type of numbers, you think you win. Enigma, he actually went for the +8 conversions. I suppose at this point, the amount of money that they're worth, actually no, it's still worth it. It's still worth it because there's still item room to move.
I just don't like both Ajit and King R and Zephyr have both gone. They're both going refresher. All right, they're both just like I'm gonna just make the plays. I really wish King R just went for a defensive item. Like they don't have an AC on the team. They have a Vlad's, which is nice, but you know a Lotus Orb could be game winning in a game like this. Maybe Storm hexes himself as an example, but he's just all in. He's gonna try and make the plays, and you know what? Maybe he will. All power to him.
Well, you've mentioned it, right? If you get 2 heroes inside the black hole and you drop Cataclysm on it, you're fantastic already. And you know the refresher shot every time is going to go to the Invoker.
Yep.
But it's still funny to see the Invoker running around now with a Spirit Vessel just on him. It's like, oh, okay, like this item needs to come out. But he keeps looking for the Aegis the Immortal. And Roshan will spawn up in 50 seconds.
Wonder Kid, I again stand by. Get the Ags. You're going to have 4 minutes on buyback. As soon as you have the gold, buy an Ags. Sell those boots. You have enough for it right now. It will literally win his team the
jump
game.
Up, already found the target. It's going to be Moon Meander. And, well, Cataclysm's coming down as well. Moon cops a lot. 4-star won't get him up the hill, but it gets him away from the rest of the team. And thanks to the Undying Tombstone, it's giving pause for Gambit if they want to keep going. Remember, if they don't get the kill instantly, the BKBs are already down. They got 5-second windows to get these kills, and then they got to get the hell out of there.
What happened? Wasn't Tiny dead for 2 minutes?
Yeah, Tiny was dead for 2 minutes.
Why didn't they cross the river?
Bottom lane pushing in, mid lane pushing in, and uncertainty. Why does anything happen in this bloody game? I don't know.
I don't know. I hope we're not being too harsh on them.
It's hard not to be, definitely. But it's the same as we saw early on, like game 1, like how many times we're out of position. Game 2, decision on item builds. Game 3, like it's a real tester. You're at a LAN, you're at a major. The pressure is on. If you're going to start to see a couple of wobbles in the stability of these teams, this is when you're going to see wobbles.
Yep, Roche is up. And just to note, Vanscore's item build, I think, has got to be the most creative. He's got bots, Force, Vlads, and he's going for a Lotus Orb. No blink on the Tiny.
They're smoking. They're trying to use it as bait. The lasso. He found the real one. He actually grabbed the Terror Blade down for 100 seconds.
He's got buyback.
He does have buyback, but do you really want to use it for this type of opening? Lasso is down for the moment. They didn't have to burn any of the BKBs on Gambit, so Roshan's going down, and the question is there from Tigers, they are running away or they're running in? What's Storm Spirit going to do? He's Sheever guarding. He jumps in. He jumps back out again. The quick hex over on the Bat Rider. They'll bring him down. Roshan, he's at 2.7k, and now, maybe, Troll Warlord goes back in to finish the job. Buybacks in from the Bat Rider, as well as the Terror Blade. You've still got that opening around Roshan, and who's it going to be? Undying will go down. It's a new Tombstone. Troll doesn't really care about this, but they want the information to see inside the pit before Wonder Kid can jump again. He doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. 1,300, so he just wants the Aegis Immortal if possible.
All you have to do now if you're King R, kill the TB. If they kill the TB, they're going to win the game.
Well, there's your jump. The lasso. They found their target. It's going to be Moon to die this time. Instant buyback. He's got a TP back out to the front lines. Roshan at 2.6k, he's regenerating. This fight's taking so long, but the mid's pushing in, the bottom's pushing in, the tier 4 towers are under siege, so Underlord is actually on the defense. This is when the racks actually do matter for Gambit, and it has to be Tigers retreating.
I honestly would have just sacked the Roche at that point. The problem with trying to defend with buybacks this late in the game when your core has no bots, yeah, Ajit buys back, but his team's trying to threaten Roche. He has to TP to his tier 3 and then walk there. That's a 15 to 20 second window where he can't be in the fight. And in the meantime, Gambit's like, well, we know he can't get here. Let's find kills. They do it twice. They get all the resources from that Roche pit and costs them nothing.
Man, I don't know if you're looking at this, but there's going to be 3 black holes they're trying to get out of King R. This feels like a lot of overkill. He's got Refresher Orb, Refresher Shard. He's got the cheese so he can actually afford the mana to use all 3.
The shard should 100% be going to King R here. All he needs to do is find one pick off.
But he
bought no buyback
instead of just buying a full Refresher Orb and then having a better item, because he's got Refresher Shot and Refresher Orb.
No. It's the double
sorry.
Whammy. I meant Afterlife, the Bat Rider. You want Bat Rider to have the Refresher Shard. There's no way you are going to need 3 Enigma ults to win the game, all right? One is probably enough.
I'm fairly certain the Rubik's already looking to steal and then give 2 of his own black holes. So we could have 5 black holes in the next fight if the gods are kind.
This is unbelievable. And there's just such a huge lack of armor on
Batrider's on the hunt. The Storm will clean up the wave, but it's all about Batrider. In through the rear. They've already got the pit down. He's having a hard time getting around, but that's why you've already got the BKB grab. It's over on the Rubik and the black hole. It comes out. Rubik will buy back, and that was the first black hole being used. They can potentially burn the refresher orb right now and just get the second up. I'm surprised he has not done it.
That was one of the 2 heroes without buyback, Toby. That's not the guy you initiate on, and you're going to use that refresher right now. You might as well get it out of the way. Just pop the refresher.
Tombstone's still down. Storm goes in. Storm goes out. There goes your Eidolons, and there goes all the money back into the Storm Spirit.
Hey, we're learning as the game goes. You can't actually threaten the base. Storm can just continue shoving out these lanes. He'll go bottom. He'll go top. Rinse, repeat.
This is so stupid. All right, so Cheese on the Afo. Bring him back up to full. Meanwhile, the Storm Spirit is making the most to get rid of any kind of vision, push out the side lanes. He knows he can get back pretty quickly. He's just using his TP scroll to buy some space, bottle up, and then just come back out again. And ball lightning, in and out. They almost need to preemptively black hole when he goes for that jump.
That's the play, Toby.
That's got to be it, right? You've got 3 of the bloody things.
Mike, does Refresher Shard refresher?
I don't believe so. That would be really...
I don't know if I've seen that interaction yet. I'm going to assume yes, but I'm probably wrong, so I'm going to go with no. I don't know. Let's find out. BKB Troll.
Yeah. Glyph will pull it back. I don't think it should work. It should act like Rearm, right?
Maybe.
Like, it should actually act exactly like Rearm, which means it does not affect. Well, Scythe is now on the Invoker. He can replace the Aegis with that once it times out. And this push is taking so damn long because Storm can just clean up wave after wave.
But you got and you got to keep in mind, Gambit, you've got this Aegis, but you're on a clock in a way. 4 minutes, and all these Radiant Heroes buybacks are going to come right back up.
Yep. Here they go again. No fortification this time around, and that's why Troll Warlord trapped for the moment. He doesn't have a BKB. It's on cooldown for the moment, but he has Titanic, and he'll have the time to hit through him with the lasso, but there's your black hole. Will it get stolen? Where's the control? It's just not there just yet, and they haven't taken the rack, so Storm back out, and there's your stolen black hole right on top of the Invoker.
He's going to have 2. He's got refresher.
He can go for more if they can find the target, and the Troll is most definitely the target. He's burned the refresher. They're looking for the black hole. Now it's Rubik who can be the aggressor if Gambit want to come back inside the base.
They once again all in.
No! Undying, 1437 outside the base. He'll go down.
He has reincarnate. He's level 25.
He is level 25. He has reincarnate, which means more tombstones. The more the merrier. That means he should have 3 tombstones during a fight.
Gambit have killed 3 heroes. The 2 left with buyback and the 1 with a built-in Aegis thanks to his talent. Also, whoever coded Undying's talents, you are a mad scientist because this is not fair.
It's a 200-second cooldown. No, it's a very long cooldown. But judging by the defense the Tigers has had, this game could go for a while. A refresher orb is now here for the Terrorblade. He should probably pop this, so he's actually doing it now, switching it in, so he's got the Metamorphosis up. And that's what he does. Here comes the push. Troll after melee racks, after the Megas. Storm jumps in, but they baited. He baited in for the back.
Look at Troll!
Look at the Troll! He's got nothing to hit. He gets the Megas, but you said before, it doesn't mean shit. They're going to keep on pushing, looking for an opening. Venscore caught inside the tree line as well. They do so much damage. Tiny is there for 2 minutes. Troll as well. The only difference is Troll has buyback available.
But this is it, baby. I love this part of the game. One team's got Megas. That means the other side's got to go all in. They won't have the Metamorphosis for too much longer, but they do have the Pit Lord to utilize the speed to get to base. They're going to cut bottom and all in down mid looking for that throne. 1 tier 4 left standing only at 500 HP. You're not going to have a Tiny.
But they don't have Metamorphosis. They don't have Metamorphosis for a minute, like 110 seconds, because they've already burned the refresher, and the refresher has to sit in the backpack. So it's even taking longer to come off the countdown timer.
We still have 2 Enigma ults, soon to be 3 up in 30
seconds.
seconds.
Looking to hunt bottom.
No buyback on any of these heroes down here.
They know they're trying to push it back out again. So Gambit, they're on the hunt. They're looking for him, but the Storm, he jumps in, he jumps around. They can turn around, try and take this fight, and maybe they've got it. Afo, he'll burn the BKB. He's the big kill to get. He's going to begin his TP. He's just leaving while Batrider is trapped up. Even the Prowls actually get the kill.
He has no buyback.
Everything in this. Yes, he has no buyback.
King R just straight up ditched. You have to take that engagement, I feel. Now you're in a position where there's no bat. Oh my God, but Wonder Kid, thank God for 1437. That ward sentry on the high ground, fading in 45 seconds, is the only reason he had a read that Bat was close by and gets the zip out just in time, or he gets lassoed and this game is over because Storm's dead with no buyback.
Looking ready to jump. That black hole is on the Rubik. He is going to be your key player in this. You know he's going to commit it instantly. He's got Refresher Orb off cooldown in 25 seconds. So they'll basically have double black hole. The second this troll shows his face or the Invoker, if they can get the grab, you know Zephyr's going to be all over him like a hot rash.
Can you please just go for Throne though? I mean, Troll's dead. You're gonna be in a position now. Troll didn't have to buy back.
They're trying to balance the racks. They want to have a 2-hour game. This should be the longest game with the Major at the moment. And they are beating into it. It's not forcing any kind of buyback. Troll is alive. They want the opening. Storm Spirit has BTs onto Hero to bring him back into this engagement if he wants to. The Hex already on the Underlord. Where is this initiation? Batrider is not using his just yet because he's still on. Well, he's still dead for one, but I'm thinking buyback, jump out. But they're not going to do it. They're going to retreat. They don't even take the mid lane of racks.
They've got
What are you waiting for? Roshan, may respawn in 30 seconds, but is that really what you want to bank on?
This is not playing to win.
The counter swindle line. This is playing to lose, baby. This is playing to continue, baby.
You're going to be playing. Bat had no buyback. Now it's back off cooldown, and you're still in this area. Ajit with just the one meta at half HP, half mana. It's getting scarier and scarier to be in this area.
The jump. They're ready for the goal. He's taking the ball. That could be the game. Oh, my Lord. That's what you want. An Ultra Kill Aghanim upgrade of Black Hole. Rubik claims the Ultra Kill. And my Lord, Gambit are on the ropes. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly.
There's no buyback, but look at the base. Look at the base. There's mega creeps in the base. You've got to be careful. Tigers.
They're coming in. The tier 4 towers. Yeah, the megas are doing it, but they're going straight for the throne. Fortification available for both sides at the moment. It'll be burned. The Cataclysm. The black hole is still out. He's claimed him. My God, give this Rubik a medal. He's won the game for the team. The fortress is all being fortified up, but this is Tigers' game. There is no more. Afro tries to TP back down again. Storm will contest him, but that's the game. Tigers will manage to advance. It took him 17 minutes to get through this. My God.
It's not often you say this, but that Rubik was a hell of a lot better Enigma